I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. You see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Guess which film I watched this afternoon?
I don't know, because I was trying to figure out why on earth you're singing that.
Space Jam?
Space Jam, yeah.
Yeah!
Okay.
Michael Jordan's finest film.
Fair enough, okay. I'm not actually sure I've ever seen that.
Oh my god. Live action Bugs Bunny.
I know what it is, I've never seen it, which is the case with a lot of films, you know.
Has...
I thought you knew me by now in films. It's like, I know what it
dear.
is, I just never took the time to watch it, and this is the case here.
Bill Murray makes a cameo. You've got to watch it.
Well, there's a compelling point, I suppose. Yes.
I mean, granted, it's not Zombieland. He doesn't get shot, but he plays some basketball.
Bill Murray playing basketball, okay. I shall have to check this out at some point in my lifetime. It's probably not going to be anytime soon.
It's a tremendous, tremendous film up there with all them great 90s films like Home Alone.
Yes, those classics, those great contributions to mankind's cultural heritage.
Hey, Home Alone is the precursor to the zombie apocalypse. I'll be using all those techniques.
I want to see that as a movie now.
What, zombie Home Alone?
Home Alone, yeah, I don't know. I need someone. Can someone come up with a catchy title for it? Yeah, basically, zombie apocalypse happens to break out whilst whoever's replaced Macaulay Culkin has been accidentally left at home alone while the parents went on holiday. Whoops! And all the zombies break out, and yeah, it's basically Home Alone meets 28 Days Later.
I think it'd be funnier if we just left it as Macaulay Culkin.
Just a grown adult who's like still living with his parents, but his parents have gone on holiday without him.
27-year-old Macaulay Culkin.
Is that how old he is? I figured he'd be older than that.
No, I think he's late 20s, I believe.
What? He can't be the same age as me.
Yeah.
Surely to God, man. Surely not. Oh, I need to Google this now.
We're Googling Macaulay Culkin on the Butter Mash podcast.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I think we
He
might...
was born... He's 34, man. He was born in 1980.
Oh, I'm confusing him with somebody else.
I can feel slightly younger now.
And the pictures that pop up first on Google, he seems to be looking a bit rough these days as well.
Oh, he hung out with Michael Jackson a lot.
Well,
it's a life of excess right there.
That'll leave you looking a bit rough to begin with.
That'll age you.
Well, there you go. Facts. We are teaching you things.
We're teaching you things about 90s actors.
Has he done anything since Home Alone 2 as well?
I think he's in a band now.
He is in Pizza Underground since 2013.
Do you think we can get him for a gig? Maybe him and that band Neil Buchanan's in.
Oh my god, yes. Do you know what the band is that Neil Buchanan's in?
I forget the name, but go on.
No, I was genuinely asking you.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were about to... Oh, sorry, I thought this was a bit... No mind.
No,
Isn't it a death metal band?
I hope
correct
so.
in saying that?
I hope so. I think it may be.
A death metal concert with Neil Buchanan's band and maybe Christopher Lee's.
I'm trying to find this now. There's... Actually, his Wikipedia page seems to have... not a lot on it. He's in a heavy metal band called Marseille, which formed in 1976, part of the new wave of British heavy metal. They released 4 albums and 6 singles, provide backing vocals for Desiree and Gary's guitars. This does not seem like current stuff, to be entirely honest. I feel like this is before his TV career.
Yes, quite possibly.
He's living off those heart attack checks.
Yeah, well, maybe. I'm sure there's a lot of Art Attack reruns.
I heard a rumour that he played in Gasworks, though, in Bradford.
What? How did we miss that?
Yeah,
what?
he did.
I know.
There were tickets available, because I think Someone we used to work with wanted to go, and he was trying to gauge interest.
I'm only finding stuff on Marseille, so I guess that must be the one. Are Marseille still around? Maybe they're still going. Maybe when it says they're playing with a band that formed in 1970, maybe that band from 1976 is still going.
And they never stopped rocking. Never stopped.
I guess, well, they've got a...
They're like the budget version of Status Quo.
Well, and they've got auto-playing audio on their website. God damn it. So...
Is that going to be in the podcast?
Yes. Hopefully half a second of Marseille is not enough to get copyright ID'd. I would hope.
Bring out the lawyers.
Yeah, that's concerning.
But we'll get to meet Neil Buchanan in court.
They do make a big deal about Neil Buchanan on the front page.
I wonder why. Anyway, welcome to the Button Mash Podcast.
What? Welcome to Button Mash Pod. It says, Andy and Neil are founding members of Marseille going back to 1976 when the band were originally known as AC/DC. What?
What?
Hang on.
That doesn't sound right.
Someone just tampered with Wikipedia here.
This isn't Wikipedia, this is the official Marseille website.
Wow.
So, you heard it here first. Neil Buchanan was one of the founding members of AC/DC.
When is he going to get on stage with Agnes Young? That's what I want to know.
I want to see their tour dates now. They have no tour dates.
Neil Buchanan singing Back in Black sounds like a wonderful, wonderful moment.
That would be good. That could be good. We should just have a podcast about TV and film stars that are a bit washed up and have decided to go into really bizarre musical careers since then now.
Well, if we're a bit thin on the gaming news, we could probably insert that as a section.
We are very thin on the gaming news, I can tell you of that right now.
Yeah,
it's a bit scarce.
Being a bit upfront, this might be the shortest podcast of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty light on many fronts. It's getting to summertime, and summertime is a time when nothing happens in video games. So, yeah, could be a short one. Bear that one in mind. With that in mind, welcome to Button Mash Podcasts. We talk about video games and video game accessories, except when we don't, and instead talk about Neil Buchanan for 7 minutes.
But, hey, the man has not been mentioned since the 2000s. I think he needs some press.
Well, we'll give it to him. We'll drive people to the Marseille. Everybody go forth and buy Marseille's latest EP, or whatever the heck they're doing. I don't even know what they're doing.
Shall we start a section of what are they doing now?
Where are they now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next week it'll be the Chuckle Brothers.
Oh God, what are they doing now?
Are they still alive?
Oh no!
I don't think we've asked that question in a while.
We've been there before.
Have we told the Look North Barry Chuckle story before?
Yes, we've been there. Did you not say there's a website that tracks whether he's still alive as well? Or am I making that one up? If I'm making that one up, someone needs to make that.
Somebody needs to get on that, yes.
Just isbarrychucklestillalive.com.
Just type it into Google.
Exactly the same as the Margaret Thatcher one, but tracking Barry Chuckle's death.
I feel people will be slightly more upset about Barry Chuckle going though.
Probably. Barry Chuckle. Is Barry Chuckle dead is the first result. The first autocomplete on Google. Is Barry Chuckle dead?
Yeah.
A BBC article is the first result. Barry Chuckle's shock over death rumours.
He's only 70. He's got some time left.
He's hanging on.
And, I mean, I don't know. The articles on this are very interesting. Insofar as the articles that allegedly claim he is dead, such as the onlinearsenal.com reports Barry Chuckle found dead in Belfast brothel.
Well, it's a good way to go.
Yeah, well, I suppose. That website does not exist, though, so if someone wants to get on a death tracker for Barry Chuckle, we do kind of need that.
So, again, this might be a new feature for the Button Mash podcast, just a weekly update on Barry Chuckle.
I think he proposed that one when we first talked about that, to be honest. He is 70 as well, isn't he? Yeah, Christ. Yeah. He's still going, though.
Barry, good on you.
They could come back. They could bring back the Chuckle Brothers.
How sad would that be now?
Come back for a new series.
Plenty of hijinks still to be had.
To be fair, they didn't stop doing it all that long ago.
I know, I think
They only stopped. Chucklevision only ended in 2009.
that's amazing. When
I know. That's so. Yeah, he would still have
that's
been.
just terrifying.
Yeah, he would have been 64 when he stopped doing that. So, good career. Good career.
ITV were paying him. What more do you want?
That ran from 1987.
1987
How?
to 2009.
That's
with
like
the same plot every episode.
that's up there into like Simpsons territory for longevity. Not quite as long, I don't think, but it's very much getting there.
Well, not anymore.
I don't know how you would possibly get 22 years of Chucklevision.
They really stretched out that plot.
They must have been scraping the barrel more than we are today.
I think the final episode just ended with him actually handing him the plank, and it was like, to me, to you. Oh, thanks, Barry. No problem. Oh,
The end. Credits roll.
version.
Oh well. Should we maybe try and do video games? Unless there is a Chucklevision video game out there that we could talk about.
If not, why?
I need to find this out now. Chucklevision game.
If there is it, I will attempt to source it on whatever it's on, and I will play it.
There is a game on the BBC website called To Me to Zoo,
I'm playing it.
which I think is going to have to go on my channel this week.
Yes.
I really think that is. Yeah, I'm not going to click on it because it's probably going to be audio again, but I guess that's going to be like a flash game or something about Paul and Barry Chuckle at the zoo.
I'd just laugh if there was no mention of the zoo whatsoever. They're in like a cafe.
It's completely abstract. It's got nothing to do. It doesn't even have anything to do with the Chuckle Brothers. It's basically it's basically what was it? Like the Stanley Parable or something. I don't know. The Barry Chuckle Parable. I don't know. I'm making crap up now.
Yeah. So, John, what have you played this week?
Is this because you guys have played nothing? Oh, right.
Yeah.
I have played... Oh, go on.
I have actually played some stuff. It's just, it's not really an extension on anything new that I haven't already played.
Rejoice!
What an introduction.
Welcome to the Button Mash Podcast. We have a surprise guest on the show. A surprise to us as well as the viewers.
Oh, you're already recording?
We're recording.
Yep.
Oh,
We've been
okay,
recording for a quarter of an hour already, yes.
Oh,
Please stay, we're
Oops.
padding this out.
Yeah, you are more than
Yay!
welcome to stay, but we did not expect you to stay. To appear, sorry, jeez. Oh, wow. That's impressive, yes. Welcome. Telcos Valiant, everyone.
hello! Hello! Hi.
Have you just come off YouTube, Tulkas?
Yeah, we were just recording GeoGuessr, and now I'm here. Yeah.
Ooh, where can people go to find that video?
At youtube.com/TulkasValiant. Woo!
I've done my segue, I can leave now.
Our guests keeping Michael in a job.
Damn it, I need the
Don't send me
segue
the
money.
Google Doc.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, fair enough. Sure. You can find out about all 8 of our game releases this week. Or is it 9, maybe?
9.
It's not a lot. We'll get through them pretty quick, I think.
So,
Alright, Michael, you were saying something about a game?
yeah, but I have just played. I had another go through with Pandemic
Oh, right.
this week.
Have you saved the
lost-
world yet?
Nope, I died even quicker than last time.
Speaking of board games, is this not... I was just mild segue. The Humble Bundle weekly sale is tabletop games at the minute. And given that we have been discussing doing some sort of tabletop thingy for maybe on Twitch, that might be a thing to look at. No, there is no Pandemic. I thought there was some Pandemic. No, there isn't.
Yeah,
But there are things, and they are board games. Maybe worth a look. I don't know.
there's maybe some foreshadowing for the viewers that we are maybe doing a Twitch at some point. So
Well,
keep your eyes open.
We've been talking about doing it for a few weeks, and we've been trying to set it up for a few weeks, and we've not got round to it yet.
We're
Yay,
most
Twitch.
of the way, though.
We
have the game.
I think we have the technology.
We do have the technology.
We have the power.
So yes, there is Small World 2 Magnifico Talisman Digital Edition, Catan, Ticket to Ride, and 100% Orange Juice available for $7 on Humble Bundle this week.
We all have to buy it.
100% Orange Juice being... I saw Jesse Cox and Krendor play that, and it makes no sense at all. It's some weird Japanese board game with really chibi anime characters, and they played through an entire game of it. By the end of it, they didn't know what was going on, I didn't know what was going on, and it's such a confusing game. I have no idea how that game works.
Oh, I think that's our contender for our first game to play for.
Sweet. So, there's Catan. Catan is a very good game. I'd be okay with playing some Catan. I have heard interesting things about Talisman, and Ticket to Ride's one of those classic ones, so that could be a cool one.
Yep. So, yeah, I played Pandemic and did worse than I did last week. And I had a vigorous game of Monopoly. Just to excite you all.
Vigorous game of Monopoly. Oh my.
It was going well for me. Then I was bankrupted quite spectacularly.
Okay.
So, yep, I'm now in the poorhouse, everyone. Please
Cool.
send me money.
Would you like to set up a Patreon campaign?
Yeah, I'm going to do a Kickstarter.
He's not sunk that low yet.
A Kickstarter to buy a house on Mayfair.
I need a Kickstarter to unmortgage my property, damn it. So, yep, there's going to be a link in the description. You follow that.
Do you have any interesting Monopoly stories? When we were just before we started recording, you insinuated there was going to be an interesting Monopoly story.
Well,
Stories!
Or were rumors of your interesting story greatly exaggerated?
well, they were slightly exaggerated.
So you played Monopoly and you lost at Monopoly, and that's pretty much your story.
Yes, I was trying to sound more important than I actually am.
Speaking of Monopoly,
Ooh, that's a good segue.
the Humble Bundle also has some crazy, silly high tier, which is for, well, not that great. Well, I don't know how much the shipping is, but probably a lot. For $32, you can get what basically amounts to indie game Monopoly pieces.
Ooh.
There's a box of 5 dice, a pack of playing cards, two playing pieces for what I believe Carcassonne, because they call them meeples, which I think are the playing pieces in Carcassonne. And then you get some little metal tokens in the shape of Bandage Girl from Super Meat Boy, a Goo Ball from World of Goo, Joseph from Machinarium, the little robot guy.
Oh, sweet.
That was just kind of cute. I quite like that one. And the hat from Raz in Psychonauts, which is just a hat with goggles attached to it.
Oh dear.
Which is a bit strange.
So, yep, that's me officially done.
And that appears to be made by IndieBox, which caught my eye because I talked to the guy who runs that at PAX, and that's the guy that's saying, "Oh, indie games need box copies, so we're making box copies of indie games." And it's done he's kind of done a Loot Crate subscription kind of fashion, I think. So you pay a certain amount each month, and then they will send you a box which has I think it has like a USB stick with an indie game on it, and then a bunch of indie game related swag.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
If I had excess money to burn, and international shipping were not completely obscene, I might contemplate that kind of thing. They did have a Risk of Rain one. I'm sure I told you about that. The Risk of Rain one. The developer had insisted that in his box they turned the lava worm into a pair of socks. So it was just lava worms eating your feet with the socks. So it was like, that's the weirdest swag I've ever seen in my life, but I really like it.
That's living the dream right there, having your feet eaten by lava worms.
Well, yeah. I mean, my problem with any kind of cool socks is socks don't last very long, to be honest. Unless it's just me, I have sharp feet or something. I don't find socks tend to be too durable. I would not once buy sock swag.
Yeah, well, that's because
I would just be disappointed. Yes, my foot talons.
Your bizarre serrated feet.
You need a nail file as swag.
Yeah, maybe. That could be it. Alright, that's all the segues I'm going to manage.
No, that was fairly impressive. As a fellow master of segues, I'm proud of you.
As a Segway connoisseur,
Yeah.
a man who prefers the fine segues in life.
It's like a brandy, but better.
Do they get better with age?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's an oak-aged Segway. Put it in oak barrels.
It matured over time.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we've padded that out as long as
That's padding. That is some padding skills. It's not merely Segway, it's also padding skills. All right.
We've very well done, and we've insulated the podcast.
Alrighty. Well, my Final Fantasy XIV subscription ran out this week, and I don't think I can be bothered to renew it. I'm not sure whether I can.
No.
I mean, I bought it in the first place to make content on YouTube, and then nobody's watching it. I'm like, I kind of enjoy this game, but I don't super enjoy this game, and I hear it's pretty grindy. I mean, it's an MMO, so of course it's grindy, but still, I don't know. I know Dodger's been raving about it. She's been like, oh my god, it's such a good MMO, it's amazing. But then other people are just like, yeah, it's just kind of it's an MMO, it's kind of grindy and it's blah. And, well, yeah, I've done the MMO grindy blah thing a million times. Because I was trying to make video out of it, I didn't play it anywhere nearly as much as I could. Plus, my PC being kind of dicky of late means it's like blue screened a whole bunch of times while I was trying to play it. So it got to a point where I was like, it's not letting me play it, and I haven't taken the time to play as much as I could when I could anyway. So I'm really not making much headway in the game. I think I got to like level 9 of 50. And in June, I think they're going to put out the expansion that brings it up to 60. And it's like, is this the thing I want to get into or not? I mean, I guess if I'd used my first month profitably and actually sank some time to the game, I might have been gripped by it. But I don't know, getting to level 9, I was just kind of like, probably not. So, I'm not sure that's going to go anywhere for me. However, I have heard that if you go to a website somewhere and get jumped through like a hoop somewhere, I think you can get either a week or 2 weeks of free WildStar time. I'm intrigued by that. WildStar is a thing. Because back in I guess January, they did Content Drop 4, and added a bunch of stuff to the game. And they aim to do those every 3 months, so they must be due doing Content Drop 5 as well, like, really soon. And I know I've got enough, I probably got enough money to be able to buy myself a month's worth of game time if I got back into the game. I think the only reason I got out of it was I forgot to buy a month's worth of game time when my subscription ran out. So at that point it was like, okay, where's your credit card? And I was like, shit. that's why I stopped playing WildStar, because it had the mechanic where you could buy in-game currency. You buy game time with in-game currency. And that's how I'd been playing the game free-to-play for a while. So I'd spent like three months or so just paying for it with in-game currency, and it was like, this is fine. I still had enough money to carry on doing that, but I just forgot to buy the next month's subscription. And at that point I was like, well, shit. I can pay 10 quid to get back into this thing, or am I that bothered? Am I bothered enough to pay £10?
And the answer was, of course,
no. The thing is, if I could carry on playing it free to play, I probably would have, stuck at it a little while longer. But the fact that it was like that point, it was like, okay, you literally got to part with some money now to carry on. I was like, I'm not that bothered. I'm really not. I've probably been kicked from the guild by now. I don't even know if that's a big deal or not. There's someone in the guild gave me a lot of very expensive things at one point, or kind of expensive things. Actually, I think it was just it looked rare and it looked shiny, and I think I looked on the auction house for similar. It was like, okay, that seems like they're probably more common than I thought they were. But when he gave me it, it was like, oh my god, it's a really powerful shield, and oh my god, it's
shiny.
Cool. It was shiny. It was very shiny. But I already had a shiny shield, so at the same time I was like, I'm not sure if it's as shiny as my current shiny, because I did get really lucky and get a very good shiny. And you're giving me a free shiny, and I appreciate the free shiny, but I'm not sure if it's as shiny as the existing shiny. Shiny, shiny.
Shine,
Shiny.
shine like a star.
So, yeah, I probably will get him back into Wildstar. I need to find out when Content Drops 5 is likely to be, actually. Let us Google the things. Wildstar Drop 5. Drop 5 release date, yes please. Do we know this? Is this a thing? There's lots of threads on estimations and things. I don't know. I know they did add a lot of solo stuff in 4, so that actually probably would be something for me to get back into if I actually went back into it, which is kind of the most intriguing part of it. I don't know. I need to drag more people into it. You guys play Wildstar. This is my problem. This is my problem with MMOs at the minute. I keep trying to find an MMO to get into, but nobody plays anything with me.
If I had no job and no child, yes, I would sacrifice a small piece of my soul to play this game.
Oh, Will has a mini.
Will has a mini Will, yes.
Ever
That's
mini?
so sweet. But
Yes.
But wait, does Mini Will hate puppies too?
No, Mini Will loves puppies.
Yay! Mini Will is like me. We can be best friends.
I missed something.
She would be very pleased.
Yay, puppy! Tell her I love puppies too.
I will do.
Yay!
Michael, were you not here when we established that Will hates puppies?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, that's a thing.
I was
Will is a
shunned.
monster.
Tulkas is in the pro-puppy encampment, and Will is thoroughly anti-puppy, and never the twain shall meet.
I, for one, welcome our lizard overlords.
Yesterday I was with Alvarez, and Alvarez killed puppies, and I was sad.
What the hell are you doing that involved killing puppies, though?
The actions of the Buramash guests are sully there. I don't want
I'll
the
go with that
RSPCA
one.
after me.
Yes, we do not condone the killing of puppies. I don't care who and what you consort with, but don't drag us into it.
Woof, woof.
Woof woof indeed.
Woof, 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 bark.
So, Tulkas, you have a lot of free time. Start playing MMOs with me or something. Thanks.
But I mean, that would be time that they couldn't spend playing Hearthstone, you know? I mean, like this is the choice, you know, MMO or Hearthstone. I mean, the choice is clear, I think.
Man makes a good argument.
Well, it's hard to argue with the logic, I suppose.
Indeed.
Or you could play World of Warcraft and get an MMO that involves all the characters that you know and love from the cards in Hearthstone. Oh my god! I'm not getting back into World of Warcraft, by the way.
That sounded like a sell.
I suppose you make a good point, but
Although I could do,
I don't
bearing in
know.
mind the news that we're going to get to later, so teasers, woo! Teasers.
Woo!
Spoiler alert.
Mild spoiler alert for content of news. Could you imagine if they did that on the news and it was like, coming up on today's show, spoiler alert, there's been an explosion in Iraq.
Kapoo. E.
But more news on that later.
We're making you wait.
Yeah, that's how it works. That is how the news works.
That is
It's like,
how the
we're
news
going to
works,
tease
yeah.
you with a headline, and then you've got to wait half an hour whilst we talk about the lighter side of the news before we talk about puppies exploding. Because, you know, clickbait and all.
Mm-hmm.
And people love to click on articles about puppies exploding.
Are
P-pop priorities.
the puppies really really?
No, it's just clickbait.
It's a local epidemic.
Promise?
That's how the news works. We make shit up and then make people click on it for ad revenue.
Because you know,
It's
if there
exactly
really
the same as
wasn't
YouTube, by the
exploding
way.
puppy, I would be sad.
For instance, did you know that Barry Chuckle may or may not be dead?
That is actually a clickbait. That is literally a clickbait article. They
You have to
made
click
shit
on the
up
link
about
to
Barry.
find out.
Yeah, they made shit up about Barry Chuckle being dead. It's a shock, sensational article that everyone goes, "Oh my god! I watched Barry Chuckle growing up, and now he's dead in a brothel. I shall read the article." And it turns out he's not dead in a brothel after all, and you just gave them ad revenue. Ta-da! Welcome to the modern media, ladies and gentlemen.
Not that you're
Just saying.
cynical about it or anything.
Nah, not a bit of it.
Aye.
Anyway, so yeah, I need MMOs. Sky Saga is kind of... I've run out of things to do in Sky Saga. I've run out of money for Final Fantasy, and maybe WildStar? Can I do WildStar?
You can do whatever you want to do.
You're asking your permission.
I don't know. No, I'm not asking permission. I'm asking.
No,
I'm asking
I
the. I'm
forbid
asking
you
the
to play
universe. I'm asking. Are the stars right for WildStar again? Have the planets aligned?
Did you roll a d20?
I don't have my D20 immediately to hand. For shame, I know. It's in my bag somewhere because we needed it to find out whether the Playhouse was open on Friday.
Yeah, this is how
Which is a legitimate and tested means of finding out whether venues are open or not. It has not failed us to date. Scientifically proven that the roll of a D20 will affect the outcome of venues within the city of Bradford. Just saying.
Rude.
City Skylines, I've lost my game save somehow. I don't know whether City Skylines updated and broke things or whether my computer dying broke things, but something broke. And I've lost 20 hours of City Skylines. Which is kind of annoying.
How gutted are you?
Pretty gutted, except for the fact that I found a tool on the internet that lets you take any bit of the real world, and it takes a topographical map and converts it to an image that you can import into City Skylines, and it'll give you a actual terrain map of that territory.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
It requires quite... Yeah, it's not amazing. It does require a bit of cleaning up in order to make it actually viable. Rivers and stuff, it really doesn't get the terrain to high enough resolution to deal with rivers. And for whatever reason, what I've decided I want to work on is Cairo. With the Nile running through the middle of it and branching off and entering into the Nile Delta and everything. But it does require quite a lot of handcrafting. So I've got a rough map of it through this thing, but now I have to sit there with Google Maps open on one monitor and City Skylines open on the other one, and I'm sitting there painstakingly paintbrushing rivers onto this map of Cairo, and it kind of looks okay now. I kind of like it. And then there's I mean, it's kind of a bit naff, but then there's a sand brush which lets you just go and put sand on the terrain. So I've kind of gone, I don't know how accurate it is. I've just again gone with Google Maps. It's like, oh, Google Maps says this bit's green and this bit's sandy. Most of what I just wanted was a desert town. I wanted to be able to build in a desert. Is kind of what I was wanting. I couldn't find any custom maps that involved desert. And to be fair, the game doesn't seem well set up to support desert either, to be entirely fair. But like I say, it has a functionality for sand, and I wanted sand, so it's like, fine, I'm going to make Cairo. I'm going to have... It'll be green in the middle alongside the riverside, but as you get further away from the city centre, it will turn to arid landscapes. And I have no idea how the game interprets that. It might be just like, hey, build a play park in the middle of the desert. It probably is. I think that's exactly how it's going to work. But it'll be interesting to find out. But yeah, just play... I don't know, there's something really satisfying and kind of cathartic about just sitting there and just carving out landscapes and making the river run through it, and it's like, oh, add more water supply and fill the rivers out, and these little irrigation channels running off to the side, and you need enough water flow to fill it all up and create enough flow that's... I would like to get it to a place where, I don't know, there is a hydroelectric dam item in the game, and I don't think the river's anywhere near big enough to warrant that. Because it's mostly a fairly flat terrain, so I think if you used it, it would just flood for miles. You would just completely ruin the map. But I want to find out. Because the map that I lost, my entire city was powered by a hydroelectric. I've seen so many people have issues with that. I mean, we talked about, mentioned before, BOO putting it in the wrong way around and reversing the flow of the river somehow, which was really impressive. And yeah, I mean, I had a good time with mine. Mine worked great. It was good. So I don't know. I'm just intrigued how that would play with the map. There's a lot of things where you like building the map, and it's like, ooh, how would this work with this in the game, and how would this work with this? And you're like, well, I'm not going to find until I actually start a game, and I can't start a game until I finish making the bloody map. So I don't know how I've gotten myself into this bloody rabbit hole, but I have.
Someone find John an MMO, please.
is now a butter mash campaign.
This is depressing.
What?
I don't know how you can play a sim like that. I really don't.
I'm not even playing the game yet. I'm just in the map editor. That's not the game. That's the map editor.
That's not the game. Oh
No.
dear.
And
Are we going to have to do like a public appeal?
We need an intervention.
Yes, yeah, that's yes. City Skylines, I do need an intervention for.
And you're drawing rivers onto maps. Something has gone horribly, horribly wrong in your life.
I'm just looking. Steam now says I played 23 hours of it. And it said 20 when my game got deleted. So I've spent at least 3 hours of my life crafting Cairo.
Oh dear.
But when like I say, when you look on the City Skylines workshop, there's a lot of people who spent a lot of time making some fairly elaborate maps that probably weren't even just auto-generated by, some weird tool on the internet.
Are you talking about Kairos in like the game Cairo?
No, as in the city in Egypt.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like the weird minimalist Cairo game, and I was confused.
No.
Okay.
It's a good game, but that not in the slightest bit work.
Yeah, hence my confusion.
Yeah. No, when we're talking actually building cities, I'm referring to an actual real city that exists.
Well, yeah, because like I got that you were doing City Skylines, but like it was yeah.
So yeah, I might be done with this. So I feel like I've got the water in place. I just need to put like I need to put a highway link in somewhere, and I don't know how that works in the middle of a desert.
It's like an
I'm
addict justifying his...
I'm not sure they
I
run
know.
highways through the desert. I'm not justifying anything. I'm just going through my thought process of what I need to work on. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm not justifying a damn thing. I know it's terrible.
Does anybody know a rehab centre for sky lines?
I'm quite sure there are probably worse people than me out there. I don't know what's so compelling about city builders. It's just one of those things. It's not like I've even got a rich and storied history of playing city builders. There are people who are really into all the SimCities and things. I got into it with SimCity 2013, which is generally regarded as awful. I didn't mind it, but it was the first game of its kind I'd ever played, so... And this is kind of good. It's a bit bad. A bit bad for me. The game isn't a bit bad. It's a bit good. I think it's just the mods make it really interesting as well. Just the sheer depth of things that you can change the game. I think that game's got it's going to have a really, really long lifespan. People will keep that going with lots and lots of interesting stuff. That's why mod support is great. It keeps a game going much longer beyond its lifespan. You see these devs like, oh no, we don't want people to mod it. It's like, why wouldn't you? It will keep people playing and talking about your game for years. Look at Skyrim. If you couldn't mod Skyrim, there wouldn't be that many people playing it anymore. The fact is, mods are what keep a lot of people playing Skyrim. The same goes for anything else that you can mod. That's that. I thought I was done with Out There, but I've gone back into that because someone said, "Oh, play through it," and I was like, "Okay, I'll play through it." So I'm going for a different ending this time. I want to try and save humanity this time.
Ooh.
Noble philanthropist that I am.
You're setting yourself a lofty goal.
I found a spaceship that had 60 cryogenically frozen humans in it, and I need to get them back to a planet that I believe to have human civilization on it. I don't know. The game kind of goes, yeah, I think there's something over this way. Go check it out. They may be long dead, but I don't know.
Is that just a guesswork?
He just kind of highlights a system off in the distance and says, "Oh, the computer says that they came from this system, so I should probably go check out this system." It will be the end of the game if past history is anything to go by, because I went to... Yeah, I think it gives you about 4 endings, and I went to one of the endings before, and it was just some big godlike creatures like, "Oh no, your civilization is long since dead, don't worry, no, you're the last of your species. You can carry on flying around space forever now, human." It's like, thanks. Good, okay, good ending. So, that's... I don't know if the endings are sort of mutually exclusive from each other, because like I say, if they all sort of are concurrent, I already know that my species has long since ceased to exist, so the fact that I now have a spaceship with 60 cryogenically frozen humans and the coordinates of the humans' last civilization planet, I don't see how those could possibly exist in the same universe. I shall find out, but I don't think, yeah. It's one ending or the other. Although it'd be interesting to take the ship with the 60 frozen humans to the godlike creatures who say, oh yes, humanity's been wiped out, and I'm like, no it hasn't, I've got 60 of them right here.
Yeah.
They're in my holds, they're frozen.
Then he just blows up your ship behind you and goes, well, here's now.
Oh, you're the last one now, Dave Lister.
It's cold outside.
Oh, the amount of times I've sung that recently.
More than you should have.
Yes. I sang that in the Out There Let's Play that I did.
Yeah.
Well, there were Red Dwarves, so I started singing Red Dwarf for some reason. For obvious reasons, I feel. But, yeah, that's a good game. I'm really enjoying that one. Again, I'm not sure how compelling entertainment it makes, but I'm enjoying playing it. So that's...
Hey guys, what do you call a small Indian?
I don't know, Tulkas. What do you call
A
small
red
Indian?
dwarf! Ooh.
Great.
That was funny. my humor is beyond you, I fear. Too cultured for you to grasp.
I think that's it, yes.
Indeed.
Sure.
Okay, Tulkas, I know you're dying to tell us, so... How's Hearthstone?
Black Rock Mountain, a Hearthstone adventure. So yeah, the Hearthstone, the first 2 wings have been released so far, and it's the meta has gone really weird. There's a bunch of like math warriors with like Warsong Commander and OTK Raging Worgen decks, and then like a bunch of mill rogues, and it's weird. So the big card there's Gang Up, which is the road card that sort of enables mill rogue, and there's the Emperor Thorson, which allows the cards to become a lot cheaper. That hasn't been quite as overpowered as I expected. Like, it's a super powerful effect, but in a way sort of a bit clunky. Like, you know, you play it on turn 6, but it's sort of that, you know, when you play it on turn 6, you have to have a turn on turn 6 to play it, and then, you know, it isn't an immediate effect, so oftentimes it's a bit slow, a bit clunky. Sometimes you have more optimal play. So, I mean, it's a super powerful card that you, like, put in most decks that aren't aggro, but I don't know. But it's still, like, obviously in my combo druid decks that I run, it's super overpowered. Like, you can do, like, double combo on, like, turn 9 and just, like, do 22 damage on an empty board and just, like, kill everyone. It's horrible. But, yeah, besides that, the Seat Story Cup 3 is a big Hearthstone tournament that I've been watching, and it's been pretty cool. I enjoy the Seat Story Cups. They're well put together. I think that's about it. The second win was released, but there weren't very many super powerful cards in that.
When was that out? Because I wasn't aware that was out yet.
Yeah, that was Thursday that released.
Oh, was it Thursday? All right.
They're
I missed that entirely.
They're weekly on every Thursday, the Wings release. But yeah, not very many powerful cards in that expansion. The dragon theme itself won't come together until the end of until all of the Blackrock cards are released, obviously, because we don't have any dragons yet. So, yeah, and I'm don't actually have enough gold to buy the later wings. I just got, but for the most part, all of the overpowered cards that aren't dragons are all like in the first wing. So like I don't really see the need to buy anything else because just all like the mini dragon that Priest has, and this is like bleh. But the only really powerful card is the Paladin dragon that gives you like a free innovate. But besides that, I also played some Civ 5 with the boys. We're of course holding that episode until if and when we're able to finish that, but that's a fun series to do. So cool times. Alvarath, our good fellow, convinced me to start playing Duelist. So I've been playing Duelist, and so far the verdict is Hearthstone is decidedly a better game. Although, like everyone else that plays Duelist really disagrees with me on that. So whatever, haters gonna hate. I like Hearthstone. You know, they aren't addicted to Hearthstone. You know, me, I get Hearthstoned, and then I'm all Hearthstoned, and yeah. But I've been playing Duelist. They have a cool Magmar deck. It's sort of like charge minions and kills you and stuff. I put out an episode on that. Meh. And then there's a Minecraft. I had a a multi-hour long caving session that got me like 40 stacks of iron and a stack and a half of diamonds. That was fun. And then I pranked pasta. And then I've been playing speedrunners with the worthy steadfast Meroka, who, as he does not hate puppies, I love. So you can see that series.
But hey.
You can see that series at youtube.com/buttonmashempire. And
yeah,
yay.
the channel people already watched the podcast on, but hey, yay.
Well, they might have found this video through YouTube search or something. I don't know.
That seems like I don't know. I feel like the people who would be specifically looking for gaming podcasts randomly happen to stumble across ours somewhere in the YouTube search algorithm, and then were prepared to sit through about 15 minutes of us talking about Macaulay Culkin and Barry Chuckle before we even get to video games.
Tell you what, people, how did you discover this podcast? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, please.
Yay!
If you found us through the Google searches and stuck around long enough, let us know. We wish to hear from you.
Indeed. Oh, and also something else I was going to say. I told you this to you yesterday, Meroka, but I, in fact, two podcasts. Well, the last podcast I was on, whenever that was a podcast where I insulted all the viewers, like calling them like developmentally disabled and etc. And I actually got like the day after that, I actually got 3 subscribers, and those were the only subscribers I got in that month. So I'm pretty sure that like 3 people subscribed to me. Like I haven't gotten any subscribers before from the Button Mash podcast, but randomly after that episode, I got 3 subscribers. So if you are either Dead IP or Pippin369,
Pippin is a subscriber. Yes, I know Pippin. We know Pippin.
Well, those 2 people, whoever they are, apparently have a thing for being insulted, and I don't know. I guess so. You might want to look into a bit. So yeah.
Yes, Pippin is a regular in the comments section around here, so I know Pippin.
Yay, Pippin. Hi, Pippin. I love you, Pippin.
That's how you get subscribers, just shout-outs in the videos.
Run, Pippin, run.
Run and never look back.
I guess they... Oh, no, wait. I shouldn't... Because... Right. I hate you, Pippin. You have an ugly nose, and your eyes are an unpleasant shade of blue.
An unpleasant shade of blue. Okay.
This is apparently how you get subscribers now. You just insult people. Deadeye, your lips are red like the red dwarf in Roka's video. So there.
Views of the Bottom Mash guest are solely his.
Yes. Except they seem to be working for him in the YouTube strategy.
Yeah, well,
so there's that.
Hey, I got 39 subscribers now, and you don't, so there.
No, you're right. I've got 1,700, but hey.
39 is a pretty good number.
Hate.
Anyway, yeah.
Will, what have you played this week?
Absolutely bugger all, unfortunately.
Nothing whatsoever.
It's been a week, an unusual family week for me. I don't often spend so much time with my family, but it is the season, I'm told.
With the mini.
There were no dogs.
No. Well, I suppose that's a good thing for you.
Yes.
Yay. Because, imagine a puppy that tried to make friends with Will came up and licked him and cuddled with him, and then Will said no.
It would be
shunned. So sad. Oh.
In Will's defense, though, he's got to test out those swords that he's making at his work. So.
Oh.
Swords do need testing.
Yes, they do.
You're a monster.
He's okay with that.
Alright, well, I also played, if I may insert a few other things in here, Hero Generations, which actually is, I don't know, at first I wasn't sold on it, but it kind of grew on me.
Did you mention this one last week?
We did it in the releases last week. Actually, there's a couple I played this week that were in the releases. The devs got in touch with me and were like, hey, do you want to play our game? So I was like, yeah, okay. So yes, Hero Generations we kind of looked at it and went, that looks really weird, and it is really weird. It's a roguelike thing, but you have a limited time on this earth, and basically, rather than, your typical roguelike thing where you will most likely die at some stage, mostly you're trying to set up kind of a legacy for your child and sort of forge on create a greater family with each new generation. And before you die, there is a clock in the corner that says you have so long left to live. Which is a bit dark.
You give you updates on how your legacy's going, like from time to time. I'll go, Barry Chuckle.
Well, you have a fame rating. It's kind of your score. So yeah, you kind of get rated on your fame. However, each new generation, if you settle down and have a child, you're the next generation of the family. That child then they start with no fame, unless it's a long-lived family. If you're like 5 or 10 generations deep, then they might start a little bit famous, but because it's like, oh well, that family's been around for a while. They're an old generation. They've been in the area for like 10 generations now, so they're kind of famous. But it's not much of a leg up, and you do kind of need to forge your way in the world with each new character. So you need to go forth and slay monsters and explore new territories and ideally kill bosses, to be quite honest. That seems to be like the big way to do that. But then you can also build, you can collect money and use the money to build structures around towns and build up the towns. And the towns can then generate more money, and you can take that money and you can invest it into infrastructure in other towns so that you can build like lots of fortresses and barracks and things, so that you can then the next generation might have a chance of becoming a mighty warrior so that they can go forth and slay things. And just the complex interplay of different things is just really interesting. And then there's like each different the towns can then grow and evolve in different ways depending on what structures you build around them. So if you build 3 barracks around it, the town becomes a fort, and the fort starts generating swords for you, actually, of all things. Towns normally by default just generate a little bit of money for you, but if you build barracks around it, it turns into a fort and starts making swords, so you can grab some swords and go forth and stab people a bit more effectively than with your bare fists.
Stabbing with bare fist is ill-advised.
It is how you normally... To be fair, there is a lot of stabbing with bare fists involved in the game until you get a sword, and the swords you don't get the swords that early on. You do have to build the fort in order to get the wooden swords.
Oh, the wooden swords.
It's a wooden sword. Yeah. I've only found one metal sword so far. It was in a shop, and it was at a point where I'd already been into a high-level dungeon and found what was effectively like a freaking lightsaber. So I was like, I kind of don't need this. It's like the metal sword is like adds potentially up to +7 damage in combat, and it was like +7 attack power in combat. And I was like, well, I've got the lightsaber, which is up to +15 strength in combat, so I should stick with the lightsaber, But you do have 2 hands, and I could dual wield them. But I had my father and his father before him's metal hammer that I used for fixing up the structures around the town. Because all the buildings have a lifespan as well, and if you're not a builder or don't carry a hammer around with you, the buildings will deteriorate and disintegrate over time, and you would then need to invest more money in actually maintaining the infrastructure. There's a lot of really complex mechanics into playing there, and it's surprisingly engaging.
Okay.
I think the most I managed, because I don't think having a lot of actual damage in combat is good because actually killing bosses, you seem to get quite a large chunk of fame just by fighting the bosses anyway. So what I found with my most successful one, I had a character that was like a golden child, which meant they had plus loads to all stats. And I went and took that character and went and fought a boss, and we got into over the course of my lifespan, we fought that boss 3 times. And eventually slew it. So I got tons of fame for killing it in the end, and I got a load of fame for each fight as well. And then I also built some giant monument for a lot of money during my lifespan, which also got me a lot of fame. So I ended up with like 20,000 fame, and I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to top 20,000 fame, but all I know is to finish the game you need to get a character to 30,000 fame. I have no idea how you do that. I don't even know how you would keep a character alive long enough to accomplish that much stuff in its lifespan.
So there is an actual end?
There is an end to it, yes.
Okay.
There are 6 territories in the world, each has a different theme. One is the volcano area, which doesn't seem to have any towns, but it has got this big shrine in the middle of it, and there's some cups around it to say, something could be placed here. I don't know if it's sacrifice or something or what. I don't even know what that's about. In the middle of these shrines is the Chosen One, and there's some character that's just got like 999 lifespan and crazy stats, and you need to have 30,000 fame in order to be able to settle down and have a child with them. And I think that's where the story ends. I'm not sure. the most I managed to keep a character alive in order to generate a lot of fame, I found a fountain of youth, and it was like automatically adds plus 50 lifespan onto your character. And I was like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
I picked it up completely without thinking, and honestly, all things considered, what I should have done is saved that and given it to the Golden Child.
Yeah.
I should have taken the Golden Child, which automatically gets plus 30 to its lifespan at the start, then taken it to the Shrine of Youth and given it another plus 50, and that character would probably have lived to damn near 200 years, I think, by the end of it.
So you can only use the fountain once?
You can only use it... Effectively, it regenerates once every 500 years.
Okay.
Each turn in the game is 1 year of your character's life, by the way.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of turns.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot of turns, and like I said, it gives you an extra 50 turns with that character, which would give you some opportunities to go kill more bosses and create more wonders and explore more territory and try and get that extra 10,000 fame I needed. Which would have been very nice to have, I think. But a lot of the quests, like once you've killed a boss, that boss ain't coming back. If you don't go on forth with that character and do even more crazy, awesome stuff in that character's lifespan, I think you need to do loads of stuff all at once, because if you kill the boss, your next character can't kill it again, which means that fame is not there to be got. So you're effectively removing fame from the world. And I don't know how... If you could go and kill a bunch of bosses in one lifespan, you could probably hit 30,000 pretty easily. But you'd need to, like, take a crazy powerful character and go kill a bunch of stuff really fast. You'd need to get so lucky. I think... There's a lot of planning involved, but I think there's a degree of luck as well. I don't know, I have tried to plan the best I can and still fallen short, so it's kind of challenging to actually win it. I think it gives you 15 generations before the doom comes as well, and everything gets destroyed, so... So, yeah, I've not finished that, but it has engaged me a little bit. I also played Paperbound, which we also did in the releases last week. Which is just a really cute little brawler. I did a critique video of it, first impressions,
and it looks cool.
It's got a really cool style going on, and it's just a really, really simple but surprisingly skilled game. It's lots of little sort of really stylized sort of cartoon characters, kind of hand-drawn kind of characters, all duking it out in little arenas within the pages of
like
a
there's
book.
one time where you're like fighting in a dragon's eye, like a dragon's eye. It was like, ooh,
yeah, that was
wicked.
That was the Book of Fire from the Japanese area, I think. It's got the pupil in the middle rotates around, and so the arena changes as you're fighting, and can sort of seal off half the arena, so you can be stuck in the middle, and one player on one side, other players on the other, and you can't get to each other. So creates a really interesting dynamic, yeah. And I think we need to get that one for the next Button Mash event, quite frankly.
Ooh,
it's
that's high praise.
Well, we've got lots of stuff like that on the PC section, so I think it's something that'll be really good to have in the mix.
Yay.
So that's that. That's probably most of what I've taken a look at. I played a little bit of Square Heroes, which was another one that was on the release list last week, but I don't think I've played enough of it to really make any kind of judgment call on it yet.
So that's a spoiler for next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, I think if I get my schedule according to plan, by the time anyone watches this podcast, I will already have done that review. So yeah, it's not really a spoiler.
It's just
it's not a spoiler if I'm organised.
It's an invitation to watch that video.
However, I'm also really, really, really hoping that I can get a review copy of Titan Souls, which means that if I get Titan Souls, I'm not bothering with Square Heroes. Sorry, Square Heroes, but
yes.
I'm really keen to see Titan Souls.
I have already pre-purchased this, so I will be playing a lot of it next week.
So
cool.
Next week will be the Titan Soul podcast.
Yeah, it may well be. That could be it.
With a hint of Barry Chuckle.
Yes, with an update on Barry Chuckle's alive or dead status.
Hopefully, now that I know I can use a controller, I won't be so far behind you this time.
Yeah, maybe. I already had practice as well, so
yeah.
I had already done all those bosses before, sort of. in a different life. Alrighty, are we? I think it's pretty much most of what we've got for the first half of the show.
Yeah.
Almost bang on an hour as well, so making good time.
Well done on that padding.
Yay, scheduling and padding.
Yeah, we kept the focus segment short today.
And relevant.
Yeah, I know. It's so rare.
I think
Well,
this has been
to be fair,
relevant.
sorry.
You think this
Sorry, what
has
did you
been
say?
relevant for the first 15 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to say, Tulka's made up for the relevance that we didn't have.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
try.
we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll do video game news from the past week. Not that there's a lot, and upcoming releases for the coming week.
We'll be back after this message from our sponsors.
Hello, I am Tulka the Valley, the sponsor of the Button Mash podcast, and I am here to sponsor the Button Mash podcast, so you should be sponsored and just spa.
But a Mash podcast is back.
Rejoice!
All right, welcome to Tulkas' podcast. Fine.
Oh dear.
Welcome back to the Button Mash podcast. We have Tulkas.
Hey.
Alrighty, we've got game. Well, I say we've got gaming news. We're going to scrape the barrel of gaming news.
Do you want me to update the jingle to include
Do you want to have a barrel scraping jingle? Yeah.
And now, barrel scraping news, gaming, and gossip.
Okay.
That's not one of my best, I admit.
We need to go into like Free Sound Library and find a barrel scraping noise.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what barrel scraping sounds like.
I don't
It
know.
depends what you're scraping out of the barrel.
Ew.
It was either barrel scraping or being eaten by a dinosaur. It's one of the two.
I'm not sure. Anyway, we have news that's all the dregs that we could find on Polygon.
Right, go on, give it to
First one is not even really gaming, but it's so intrinsically tied to gaming that it might as well be, and it affects us a little bit, maybe. So YouTube is going to do, it's finally going to launch its paid subscription thing that they were talking about a while back. That's actually now going to come into play soon.
So, essentially, from what I understand, it's a tenner a month, yes?
It is $10 a month, and for that you get ad-free viewing across YouTube, I believe.
But that doesn't affect your ability to watch anything for free.
Doesn't affect you. Yeah, no. That doesn't affect anything existing. Content will be made by us and by everybody else, exactly the same as it always was. The only difference is that if you pay $10 a month, you don't get ads on any of those things.
So it's just essentially the YouTube version of the TV license.
I guess, kind of. I mean, for us, it's kind of interesting in that we allegedly get a cut of that money.
I don't believe that.
It's the usual YouTube 55% split, so 55% goes to the actual content makers. And it's apparently split up depending on, I guess, view time of those videos, so the more people... of the people who pay money to subscribe to this service, the percentage... That 55% of the $10, that $5.50, then gets split up equally amongst everybody they've watched in that month, I guess, proportionally to how much time they've watched it, I guess is how that works.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of this. It just seems like something that would just make people want to do ad block.
I was going to say, I have ad block, and I don't actually experience any adverts on anything I watch on YouTube.
Well, you're a terrible person, you're not supporting content creators, and we're going to have to remove you from the Button Mash podcast for supporting such things, but... Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from.
I don't understand what the appeal of paying a subscription fee is, because most YouTube adverts, you can skip them within 5 seconds anyway.
It's to offer, it's trying to appeal to, it's kind of like your Netflix crowd, it's trying to provide a means that actually allows you to support the content creators in a way that, not that ad block is equivalent to piracy, because it clearly isn't, but, Netflix is kind of like, it's a paid alternative to, pirating TV or movies or whatever. It's like, here's an option where you can cut out all the adverts and all the crap that you don't like, and you can still support the content providers by paying this fee. Admittedly, when you compare it to their competitors' offerings, you've got Twitch offering $5 a month for the same deal, so it's not that great. It's twice the price, but hey.
I guess, but it's interesting because, for people like me that, I don't have any monetization on my videos, obviously, because I have 13 subscribers, but, will this give me, some infinitesimal, penny a year into like my like little view count with my like 5 view averaging videos. Like, what?
Yeah, I actually don't know. I would suggest you would probably have to go read the small print and find out exactly how that does work. Whether it counts unmonetized views or not. I mean, I would like to think that by them paying the money and then watching your videos, it's kind of, they should be supporting you in that same way. So I would have said it shouldn't make any difference. I would have said they should give money to everybody equally. But at the same time, that view on one of your videos wouldn't have made YouTube any money in the first place, or you any money. It wouldn't make either party any money. So,
And
would
also,
they count that?
I mean, and also like, so that people, like some YouTubers are going to want to support content creators and others aren't. Like, I don't know, like the Friday video by Rebecca Black or whatever, like that got a ton of views.
Oh, right.
So does that mean that like if it's all views across you that are then distributed accordingly, if someone pays a subscription to try to support me, like almost all of that money is going to go to like maybe people in the music side or whatever, but like people probably in the music side, like people aren't going to pay money to try to support Rebecca Black. So it's like, it feels like...
I think this is more heavily. I think it's more heavily dependent on, like say, it's more how people use YouTube, and people aren't going to binge watch Rebecca Black, and it's not
Speak
like.
for your bloody self.
Well, okay, yeah, okay. I'm not going to binge watch Rebecca Black, and I don't feel like many people would. But
I mean, it
the
feels like
minorities are clearly.
It feels like certain groups are more likely to subscribe to this than other groups. Like, for example, the Strangelands group is probably more mature than the Yogscast say. That means that we're going to have a higher percentage of our views will do this stuff, have enough money to spend on this subscribe stuff than the Yogscast group. But then again, because the Yogscast are bigger than we are, more of that money will go towards the Yogscast than to it just seems weird, and I'm can't quite wrap my head around it, but I don't know.
Well, the way I think it works, I think where perhaps the confusion sounds like it's lying here, is it sounds like you've interpreted it as of all the money from all the subscriptions will be divvied up amongst all the videos, which I don't think is the case. I feel like it's if I were to pay $10 to watch YouTube ad-free for the next month, that $5.50 cut that YouTube allows the YouTubers to have, that $5.50 would then be spread across all of the videos that I watch.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So if I go and have a binge watch and I was like, look, I'm going to watch 10 episodes of Tulkas playing GeoGuessr in a row, because I really love Tulkas playing GeoGuessr. That's my favourite series on YouTube. And I want to watch 10 episodes in a row. A good chunk of that money then goes your way. It doesn't go to Rebecca Black because I'm not watching Rebecca Black.
I see.
It doesn't go to the Yogscast because I'm not watching the Yogscast. It goes to the people I would be watching, as is my understanding of it anyway.
I mean, that makes sense. More sense to my idea. Just, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Like, all of this is just like sources told The Verge. So like sources familiar with Meta. I mean, that could be anything or that could be nothing. Like,
are you actually a YouTube partner at all? Sorry.
I have my videos like monetized. Like, I have monetization enabled just so I can use the scheduled function.
Right. I was going, yeah. Well, certainly, if I go to YouTube and go into my creator studio for the last probably about a week or so, there is a big blue bar at the top that says, by the way, there's a new thing that's going to happen on June 15th. So this is going to come into play on June 15th. Because of this, there's all these new terms and conditions, and there's a big button at the top that says, hey, guys, please have a look at this.
I know the thing as a whole is legit. Like, we've been talking about it in the Let's Play subreddit and stuff. But I don't know, it just seems like there are going to be details that are not currently available that will soon become available. So, I don't know, it's just weird because, I don't know. Honestly, I wonder, like, that YouTube tip jar thing that happened, I wonder, like, how well that did, like, as opposed to something like Patreon.
I would like to be able to see that, but the fact is they've only launched it in like 5 countries, and that's not in the UK. I don't even see tip jars because it's not in my territory.
I see tip jars.
Well, yeah, you're in the US, and the US is one of like 5 countries in the world that they've even bothered implementing that system. So yes, you see tip jars, but the vast majority of the world doesn't even get to see the tip jars, much less use them.
I mean, the U.S. is like the largest like viewership, but yeah.
I would say the rest of the entire world combined probably makes up a fairly large portion of YouTube's viewing, to be quite honest.
Say, can you see?
Yes, thank you.
Canadian money.
So I don't know why they didn't bother rolling it out in other territories. I don't see what sense that makes. Because yeah, I was like, it's something I would like to explore as a content creator. It's like an option I wouldn't mind having available as an option, but at the same time, YouTube just says no.
Wait, so is it that you can't see other people's tip jars because you're British, or like can you not have a tip jar because you're British?
Both.
Oh,
I have no interaction or availability of tip jar. That's the thing. If I want to contribute to if I like an American creator's whatever works they're making, whatever videos they're producing, if I really like their works, I can't see their tip jars to use it. If I feel like a tip jar is a functionality I would like to be able to offer to my viewers, I'm not allowed that because I'm in the UK.
Can you just change your location to Meroka?
Possibly, but I think that would be messy.
Yeah, perhaps, probably, yeah.
I can't imagine that being an easy process.
I mean, like many things YouTube, it will probably be a bit on the incompetent side, but I don't know. Might work well. Who knows?
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, given that I've got the notification, I would hope that this new system they're rolling out worldwide as well. But if they do the same, if they do that again, where it's like, oh yeah, only Americans get this, it's like, well, you know what, screw you, YouTube. This is why Patreon is successful, to be fair. Because you're failing to keep up with the competition. And Twitch. YouTube is just behind everybody else, it really is.
Yeah, it's interesting. Strange. I mean, because obviously it's something that's going to affect, well, us, but not really me, because not me, but like affect like YouTube, you know, in a pretty big way. But then again, like, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm just not sure if this will make people want to do it. Like, I just don't know if like net income off YouTubers will go up or go down. And that's the big question, isn't it?
I feel like it would go up. I just kind of at a hunch, I would say it would go up. But yeah, I mean, until it's implemented, it's very, very difficult to say. I mean, given how much you get from any kind of monetized view, we're talking. If you go to someone's video and watch an advert on their video, they will get like less than a penny for that. If you're giving $5.50 to the YouTube community per month, you would need to watch more than 550 videos a month in order for that actual cut to be less than a penny. So I feel like unless you are really crazy into YouTube, like insanely 550 videos a month into YouTube, I feel like the actual amount you would be giving back to the YouTubers you watch would actually be greater. Yeah,
I probably actually watch 550 videos a month.
Well, fair play then.
But
carry on with the ads then.
But yeah, just gosh, I had a thing I was going to say, and I forgot the thing. No thing. Oh, okay.
The thing is gone.
The thing
will never return.
Gone forever. No, it's gone forever. Alas.
Alrighty. Next topic. Next topic is the thing that I hinted at earlier. The spoiler we had.
You alluded to it.
I alluded to World of Warcraft very briefly in relation to MMOs and things. So
what's the breaking news?
World of Warcraft is basically doing a WildStar, is what I would say.
Ah.
They allow you to buy tokens redeemable for 1 month of in-game time for real money, and then you can sell that to another player. So you can, it's basically Blizzard trying to fight gold farming, but at the same time, it's also given people a way to access World of Warcraft effectively free to play in exactly the same way that WildStar does. In the sort of kind of, but not entirely free to play. And you have to pay early on, but once you get into it and you're making enough money in game that you can afford to buy game time from other richer players, IRL richer, that are just willing to buy tokens and sell them to other players for in-game money, then you can afford to sustain yourself in-game without having to buy a subscription. So that's... I don't think I would get back into World of Warcraft, but I think that's kind of cool that they're actually embracing that model, because...
But how does this combat gold farmers? Like, wouldn't you just farm gold and do it, or?
Well, your gold farmer. Basically, the only reason gold farmers exist is because there is a market for it. Because people are willing to buy gold and potentially get scammed and ripped off or whatever, because that obviously happens because it's a freaking really sketchy grey market. Blizzard needs a way to combat that, and the way they do that is you by dropping $20 on one WoW token, you can then take that WoW token into the game, give it to another player, and sell that for, I believe they're starting the base price at 30,000 gold in game. So if you've got 30,000 gold, you can buy 1 month of World of Warcraft subscription fee from another player for 30,000 of your in-game gold.
Wonderful.
And it's going to go on an auction house, so the prices go up and down, which is exactly how WildStar does it. There is a player-based auction house, and it's just like, whatever the market price says the value of 1 month of playing this game is, that's what it is.
All I know about World of Warcraft I learned from Hearthstone, so okay.
They have a lot of the same characters, that's kind of about it.
Woo! Woo.
So, yeah. The Blackrock Mountain, that was one of the first raids from Vanilla WoW, from like 10 years ago.
Blackrock Mountain, a Hearthstone adventure.
I have heard that somewhere before, yeah.
Get it on this podcast.
Yeah, so that was one of the old Vanilla WoW raids that had like loads of different wings and dragon bosses and stuff. And
fire be purged!
Too
soon! You have summoned me too soon, Executus!
I believe much of that was the dialogue from the original game, yes, I do believe so.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
Isn't that from He-Man?
Yeah, by the power of Grayskull.
I think we've come to a startling revelation here today. Ragnaros is Grayskull.
Who would have thought?
Well, there we go. Conspiracy nuts have at it.
I think there is one other piece of gaming news that I think we could mention that's not really that important, but...
Okay, go on, because... alright.
The popular indie game of Five Nights at Freddy's is now becoming a movie.
Oh, I have heard
God,
this.
is it really? I missed that. What the hell?
I don't have any details about it because I've only just worked this out for myself, but yep, it's becoming a movie.
Good lord. That's terrible. Humanity, what are you doing? Why?
I've heard
Why?
that Macaulay Culkin is the favourite for the lead.
Why? I mean, segues and all, but... And is Barry Chuckle going to play Freddy?
I've heard he's in talks. Producers are slightly worried he's not going to live long enough.
Well, they can bring him back as an animatronic monster.
That is the plot.
Ta-da!
So yeah, I'm just throwing that out to pad.
I don't know how that would work, and I don't want to know how that would work. The only way that could work is just a related plot with the same character. Sort of just a kid having to work the night shift in an animatronic factory and being chased around by animatronic monsters, which happen to be the same ones as in the game, I guess is all that's going to be. It's just going to be some shitty slasher flick, isn't it, really?
Probably, yeah.
And the fact is a lot of your slasher type things and horror things, it involves like a group of people being slowly picked off. In Five Nights at Freddy's, there's only one person. So either it's going to be over very quickly, or it's going to be one person being chased about a hell of a lot. And it can't be, I mean, the whole premise of the game is you can lock yourself in the room, but only for so long. So that wouldn't make a very entertaining movie if you're just like, I'm just going to lock this door.
Hollywood disagrees with you.
Well, Hollywood has absolutely appalling taste. I will say that much for it. So...
Gaming releases?
Let's do gaming releases, because that's terrible.
Yay!
I know, gaming releases for the week!
Are there any games that feature puppies?
We are about to find out.
There is actually.
Woo! Okay, well let's skip right to the puppy game.
GTA 5 has puppies.
Yay! I did not know this.
Yeah,
Yay!
Frank, if you Franklin has a dog, and I can't for the life of me remember what the dog's name is, but he has a dog, and yeah, you can... Oh, it's Chop, that's it, the dog's called Chop. And you can sort of play with it, and it can follow you around a bit and stuff, and I can't remember it being particularly useful or entertaining, but nonetheless, yeah, there is a dog in it called Chop.
Ooh, and there's the domestic dog simulator game.
There was, yes, that
oh, you talked about that last week without me.
To be fair, it didn't actually. It's one of those things. The way we do this is we talk about the games that we know are coming out in the current week, and so many indie games like that just kind of pop up and release within the space of the week. That actually, to be fair, there's actually a lot of stuff slips under our radar. So I have seen this game, but they hadn't even added it to Steam last week.
So, dog-based simulation exploration survival game. Become a random dog in a random house and survive the harsh domestic life. Maybe he knows well. Explore the city and interact with the world to discover items and secrets. Play, eat, drink, and sleep, and remember to take care of yourself.
Because I won't.
This is so sweet. Oh, over 300 million possible dog combinations. 300 million possible dog combinations. And listen to music on your iPod, with pod spelled like paw. Thank you. This is tons of toys to play with. Shop at stores like Dog Depot, Bark Buy, and Gadget Store. Oh, and another feature is eat your own poop. And you can also pee on stuff, use it as a weapon, or mark your territory. or try not to get fleas, and take control of labs, robot dogs, alien dogs, huskies, hover dogs, VR dogs, and more.
Whoa.
Oh
hover
my
dogs?
God. Oh my God. Find a pair of roller skates to zip around town. Oh note, some profits may go towards purchase of an actual dog. And cool power-ups and weapons. Eat some chocolate to acquire explosive poop.
Well, if that's not sold you on that game, I don't know what's going to.
Thank you, marketing department, for that game. Jeez.
He's on commission.
He must be. It's the only justification there. That's not even on our list because it's already out, so we have no reason to talk about it.
Yes, we do. It's about
That's last week's games. That's gone.
But it features puppies.
It's in the history. It's consigned to the history books. Nobody will ever remember it. It sounds awful. Quite frankly.
You get to pee on stuff. Haven't you ever wanted to pee on things, Meroka?
No.
Well, then you would make a poor puppy.
If I want to pee on stuff, I could play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah. Good, nice segue to bring it back.
Because I'm pretty sure that Trevor does that to someone at some point in the game. I'm pretty sure that's the thing he would do. It's a very Trevor thing to do. Anyway, yeah, this is finally out on PC years later.
Took its time.
Whether it's actually gonna be I guess it'll be pretty decent. I mean, it's supposed to be. I mean, I played the 360 version, which was impressive what they managed to pull off on ancient hardware there. I guess it's pretty decent on the new consoles. My main concern is how good the PC port is likely to be on PC. However, that's not going to stop everybody in the world buying it before they find out. Everybody in the world already has bought it, and that's because they offered you $1 million of in-game money if you bought it without actually finding out whether it was any good or not. Congratulations, everyone! You're idiots.
If you use the button mash host to his.
I hear that's how you get people to subscribe to you these days. And quite frankly, anybody who buys a $60 game on the promise that, hey, we'll give you some money in-game before you've even found out whether it runs like arse on a good machine or not, you are an idiot. You really should be waiting to find out whether it's any good, because Rockstar have screwed up lots of ports in the past. Rockstar have done a lot of games on PC that ran like complete ass at launch. And I really wouldn't put it past them for this to be the same. So, I don't think it's a safe bet to buy this now and hope it's good. I really wouldn't. I'd just wait and find out whether it's good or not. Well, that's my 2 cents. My cynical 2 cents.
But the game has puppies in it.
It has at least one.
So wouldn't that make it worth the $60?
Maybe your $60.
Yay.
I take it from the stony silence that nobody else is actually interested in picking this up.
No, not
No.
at least.
Puppies.
All right.
Not untested, no.
Yeah, I'm mildly interested in the game, or whether I don't think I'd be prepared to part with that much money for a game that I've already, to be fair, finished. So
I think most people would have already played this on platform by now.
and they're really pushing the hard sell on trying to get you to buy it a second or indeed third time at this point. It's like, here, we'll give you 50 extra vehicles and so many extra clothes and tattoos and things and all these cars and all the things and more stuff. If you buy it again, and it's like, but you're literally asking me to buy the same game a second time. It's like, I don't care how much cosmetic DLC you give me. You're asking me to buy the same game a second time. Oh well. Well, to be fair, I didn't pay for it the first time. I played a friend's copy, but yeah. Which is why I'm kind of a little bit, maybe on PC. If I had bought it on 360, I'd be like, PC, you know what? No. I'm not buying it a second time. Well, there you go, that's GTA 5. It's one of the biggest games ever. It will sell like hotcakes regardless of what I think about it, and everybody will buy it before they found out it runs like shite. Or not, it might run well, but I would urge people to find out first. Teslagrad! Sorry?
No. Move on. It's fine.
Alright. Teslagrad. Teslagrad is a game that is already out on a bunch of stuff, and it's out again. It's out on PS4 and PS3 now. It's been out on PC for like 2 years now. 2D Metroidvania puzzle platformer, fictional steampunk old world Eastern European kingdom called Electropia. It's about electric, if you couldn't figure out from the name Teslagrad.
I couldn't, so thank you for that.
Color Guardians is something about a fish that... What? A fish with arms. It's really freaky. It's a runner based around color.
Are you sure it's not a dragon or something?
I'm pretty sure that... Well, I don't know. When I looked at the thumbnail, I would have said it was a fish, and then now that I'm looking at it... Now that you say it's a dragon, I guess maybe. The thumbnail immediately made me think that was a fish. It looks like
a have any legs though. He just seems like he's sort of hovering.
I think the legs are kind of cut off in the artwork that's on the page.
But I mean, he has like a rounded like lower side with like a thing. I think, oh god,
he's kind of got Rayman legs. I think they're sort of detached. His arms are attached, but I think his legs are detached, and I'm pretty sure it's definitely a fish. It looks like a Finding Nemo fish. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yes, probably. I am a fish. Glub, 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 glub.
Yes. Well, next up's more interesting. Titan Souls! Hooray! Hey. This is out on Tuesday. It's gonna be good.
Guess who on this podcast may be about to play that next week?
There might be a couple of us, I think.
Yes.
This is basically pixel art, Demon Souls meets Shadow of the Colossus, and there is a demo on Steam, as if anybody still does that these days, so go pick that up, play it, it's really good.
Yes.
It's very pretty and it's really damn good. I'm going to be playing the heck out of that.
I might try out the demo so I can talk about it with you guys.
Yay!
Play with a controller, damn it.
Yes, if you've got an Xbox controller or some controller that you can plug in, use that. It won't work on keyboard. Okay. Not well.
Thank you for the warning.
Yeah. For 3DS, we have A-Train City Simulator.
Is this about trains, by any chance?
Yeah, trains have never been more 3D, it claims.
Wow. That's a selling point.
They have never been more 3D. That's fantastic.
Choo-choo! It's in like Japanese too.
It does appear to be very Japanese. I don't know if this might just be a Japanese territory thing that's popped up on our list here.
Oh, it's on the 3DS.
It is on the 3DS, which is why the trains are in 3D, surprisingly enough.
Who would have thought?
So, yes.
Oh, that's what 3DS stands for. I never knew.
Wow. Really?
I don't know. I don't use consoles.
That's okay, sure. Block-Sick is a 3D block matching game for PlayStation Vita.
It doesn't sound too enthralling.
It doesn't even have a thumbnail. It doesn't sound terribly compelling. We Are
Moving
Doomed is a frantic shoot-'em-up in a vibrant world of neon colours.
Wasn't this on the gaming releases last week? I'm sure it was...
Doesn't ring any bells for me. I don't
sorry.
remember doing it.
No.
Oh, sorry, it's for the PS4. Maybe it was out on Steam. Sorry,
Possibly. It might.
Am I dreaming?
I'm not sure. It says coming April 14th, 2015 on the page. It says for the Bone, for the Vita, for the PC, Mac, PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay. I apologise. I must have imagined this or confused it.
I don't know. It was at PAX last year, and apparently I didn't catch it, so I'm not really sure what it is. So shoot 'em up though, so could be good. I mean, that's the kind of thing I like. So it looks pretty. Looks very pretty.
Looks nice.
So I wouldn't mind checking that out if I could get an opportunity to do so. Guardius 5 PS2 Classic is out on the PS3.
Never heard of this.
No, it's probably it's just they're just emptying the back catalogue onto the digital downloads.
Empty in the warehouse.
Medieval Defenders on PlayStation Vita is a medieval tower defense game.
I would never have thought that from the title.
It appears to be an iPhone port. It's probably not going to be much good. Just a thought. Telepath Tactics. Oh, great Scott. Telepath Tactics. About time. I backed this on Kickstarter. 2 years ago.
Fool.
I worked with the guy who made this at PAX, promoting his game shamelessly for him for a little while. So full disclosure there, I suppose. Yeah, it's Fire Emblem, Disgaea, Final Fantasy Tactics, that kind of thing. If you like that kind of thing, it's more of that kind of thing. There's a lot of physics stuff. You can like push people off cliffs and into lava and stuff.
But are there puppies?
I've not really kept up to date with the development too in depth. I wouldn't surprise me if there were some manner of dog in there.
Well then, we just the faintest hope of puppies means that y'all should go buy it.
Okay.
Oh,
This is how we judge games, by the way. We call it the puppy meter.
If it's anything above 0, it's a must buy.
Yes, yes. And that one game that had 300 million, man.
Yeah, but you can't have 300 million all at once.
Well, you can have 300 million individuals. I mean, like this game, Telepath Tactics, has like a puppy meter of like 1, and that game has like a puppy meter of 300 million. Which game do you think is better?
I wouldn't have said Telepath Tactics had 1, because 1 surely guarantees at least 1 dog. I would have said this was like somewhere between 0 and 1, because it's sort of maybe a dog. It's more sort of Schrodinger's dog.
So you might want to buy it, but then again, you might not. Judging on
Telepath Tactics
research,
is in a quantum superposition of having dogs and not having dogs.
Ooh.
until you buy the game and find out, and then you collapse the waveform and find out whether the game has a dog or not.
Fun fact, 300 Million Puppies was the failed sequel to 101 Dalmatians.
Sweet.
Puppies!
Oh, you know, you could buy Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong 64 is out this week, apparently. Wait, what?
On the U.
On the Wii U, indeed. They're also shoveling their back catalogue on.
Getting rid of them. Got to clear up that space.
Gotta get shoveling, yep. To be fair, it's Donkey Kong 64. That's actually, pretty good. It's back when Rare made really cool games, so... No more Banjo-Kazooie for anyone, ever.
Oh dear.
Shed a tear.
Donkey Kong Konga.
Fortunately, the guys who made it are making something else that's very Banjo-Kazooie anyway, so hey. Woo! Project Ukulele.
Ooh. I'm intrigued.
So I'm very much keeping a BDI on Project Ukulele. One very, very close BDI.
Shall we do the Steam games?
Let's do some Steam games. Do we get a jingle or?
Team games, yeah.
Apparently that's a
I
jingle.
think he's one up to you there.
He's putting me out of work, this boy.
We got GTA 5, obviously, because it's GTA 5.
And Titan Souls is on there too.
Titan Souls as well, much more important. Mortal Kombat X, which I've noticed Polygon has been pushing like freaking crazy for the last few weeks. I don't know if there's...
I think there's about 60 trailers out for it at this point.
There's a lot of video of people being brutally disemboweled in every possible way that is possible to disembowel a person, yes. Because apparently that's all Mortal Kombat's got going for it, I guess.
Are you sick of your spine being in your body?
We have a solution for that.
Here's 15 imaginative ways to remove it.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat. I really don't give a crap about fighting games though, about anyone else. So
It's one of the few games I'm actually fairly decent at, so
yeah, fair
I'd be
enough.
willing to give it a try.
Cool.
I'm not paying £40 for it.
Fair enough. I'd say it's only 35, so don't worry.
Oh, big difference.
I got the Reject Demon Toko Chapter 0 Prelude, which is, if you can't tell, any game that has like 5 different suffixes and
Yeah.
subtitles and things, it's usually anime bullshit. It appears to be anime bullshit.
It's the prelude to, I'm guessing, a different version of this game.
I guess it says it comes in, I think, I saw somewhere on the page it said it's got like 4 or 5 chapters, so I guess they're doing an episodic thing. Yeah, 4
Hell's
chapters.
Sacred Art of Rock and Roll.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the sacred art of rock and roll. I can dig that. Yeah.
A
this
demon
is-
becoming increasingly human. My.
This is some. It's a visual novel about demons and the sacred art of rock and roll. I could probably play that, to be honest.
So you started mocking it, now you've sold yourself on it.
Oh no, I mock most of the stuff I play because I know it's awful. I know I have the worst taste in games, so.
So would
It's
you have
fine.
any interest in Elementary, my dear Majesty?
Elementary, my dear Majesty. No, God, no. I looked at this earlier. This looks
that's a pretty firm
really
no.
dire. I can't remember what it said. It was a fight. What was it? Yeah. Defeat dragons, outwit witches, and throw sheep. This
Throwing
game.
sheep
How could
sounds
any
charming.
one game have all of this?
Yeah.
Was the claim that the trailer made. So, yes, it has defeating dragons, outwitting witches, and throwing sheep. I've never seen all of that before.
That sheep meter's off the scale.
Although, speaking of games involving solving puzzles with sheep, did anyone ever play Tactics?
No,
No.
fair enough.
Nope.
No. I had a demo disc that came with something years ago, and I don't think you can get it anywhere anymore. It's one of those games that when you try and... I think I did get like a copy once, and when I tried installing it, it was like, oh, this game won't run without DirectX 4. Why don't you install DirectX 4? And I'm like, because that doesn't exist anymore. That can't... No, that won't happen. It just it won't acknowledge that modern hardware is capable of running it.
It's all witchcraft.
So that was a game that involved, I can't remember, using sheep to power like tanks and then some sort of tank strategy thing. I don't remember. I just remember the sheep were entertaining. I would really like to play that again one day. This is not that game. This is... I don't even know what it is. It looks awful. Westerado, double-barreled. Is some sort of Wild West pixel art thing.
I did wonder.
I'm not really sure what it is, to be honest. I'm not actually sure what happens in this game. However, the Wild West is a very unexplored territory with video games. There's not nearly enough of that, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it takes place in Meroka.
Well, the Wild West did tend to take place in America, yeah.
Yeah, although it says built out of the grittiest pixels this side of Montezuma. That's Aztec. So, strange reference there.
Well, maybe they...
Ooh, and there's spaghetti westerners. We'll have to get past on that.
Right, okay. That's a tenuous connection, but okay, I'll give you
Hey,
that.
he worships a flying spaghetti monster, and the flying spaghetti monster is spaghetti. Like, I don't think it's a tenuous connection at all.
Therefore, he should obviously be into spaghetti westerns, gotcha.
Yes, held together by a string of spaghetti.
404 site. Made by, apparently, the University of Utah. And a Yeti vomiting a rainbow. There are a lot of trailers for this. It's very, very stylized. I guess it's kind of a free-running kind of thing. Inspired by Mirror's Edge, apparently. So,
Alright. That sounds pretty
sounds kind of cool, actually. Looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm liking the trailers. I could give this a go.
cool. I'm not.
That's that's up my alley. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's cool. I rather like Mirror's Edge as well, so
Yeah.
I don't mind that kind of thing. Steam currently still says a release date of March 2015, but I am aware Gratuitous Space Battles 2 is out this week as well.
Not just space battles, gratuitous space battles.
Yes, gratuitous. If you didn't play the first one, basically you kind of got to design spaceships, and then using you're based on kind of how would you design them. The spaceships were kind of assigned like a value, and then you had to build a fleet up to that value of spaceships. And then you could assign them sort of strategy and tactics within battle, but you didn't get to fight with them. You just basically sat back and watched them all fight each other. You had a big alien fleet, and you built your own fleet, and then you told them exactly how you wanted them to fight, and then you pressed go, and a gratuitous space battle unfolded in front of you.
Pretty straightforward.
And it's visually. It's one of those games that's just really visually cool, just to watch things unfolding and see how things happen. And I think this is more of the same, probably prettier.
Yay, pretty. Like a flower.
I mean, what I played of it, I was really, really bad at designing spaceships, so I kind of just went, I'll just use all the vanilla spaceships that the developer designed, so I know they're pretty well balanced. Anytime I tried building my own spaceships, they just got destroyed in combat, so it's like, you know what, I'm not going to bother anymore. So, I like the idea, I'm just really bad at it. I got Redstone Online, which sounds MMO-ish. Say 2.5D Ultimate Transformation MMORPG. It's an MMO. I did need a new MMO.
Is this like Minecraft Redstone or not Minecraft Redstone?
It's Red Space Stone. It's
Maybe,
stone that is
I
red.
know, but like
I
Redstone confuses me.
I feel like it has very little to do with Minecraft Redstone.
But I mean, Redstone but I mean, I don't understand Redstone. Like, there's command blocks and transponders and flip-flop clocks or whatever. Like, I don't know, man.
I think this game has none of those.
Oh, all the words are in Japanese, and I don't understand Japanese either. So basically, this looks like a very confusing game.
It looks a bit outdated. It seems like it's some old MMORPG thing that's probably been around for years that they've finally gotten onto Steam with or something, to be honest.
Perhaps.
It's been around since 2003. It's a 12-year-old MMO at this point. It's older than World of Warcraft.
It's older than Rome Total War.
Yes, that makes it officially retro.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is pre-Rome Total War. In that dark time when humanity was forced to endure without Rome Total War to give their souls happiness and joy. Alas.
Alas, indeed. Speaking of alas, we come to the end of the show. Because that is literally all the bloody video games we've got this week. Nothing's happening.
Right, I literally have to leave now, so I'm going to do the quickest sign out in the history of mankind.
Alright, fly, fast.
Thank you very much for listening to the Button Mash podcast. We really do appreciate it. If you want to follow us and find out more about us, you can follow us on Facebook at
facebook.com/buttonmash.
Find us at Twitter at
twitter.com/button_mash_UK.
You can find our presence online on our website at
button-mash.net. And before you completely wrap up the show, can you do Tulkas a plug as well?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much to our guest Tulkas. Could you, Tulkas, do you have a YouTube?
I do indeed. Tulkas the Valiant at /YouTube. YouTube.com/Tulkas the Valiant.
Excellent.
A Twitter, perhaps?
No,
he doesn't do Twitter.
Fair enough. But we'd have a YouTube Patreon series for our good friend John, which if you would really, really like to support, you can find that at
patreon.com/buttonmash, which is very much necessary because YouTube won't give me a bloody tip jar.
It's an outrage.
It is.
Right, on behalf of the Button Mash podcast, we thank you to our guest talkers.
Yay!
And on behalf of John.
Thank you.
And on behalf of Will.
Thank you.
I'm Michael. This has been the Button Mash podcast. We will see you, of course, next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheery bye.